It's inevitable. At some time in your life, you're gonna get one of these. And I'm gonna show you how to repair at least the dent portion, so you don't have to go and pay somebody a bucket load to fix that for you. We'll look at another way of taking care of the paint later, but we'll look at the dent portion right now, taking that dent out. And we're gonna use one of these right here, a hair dryer.
My industrial strength hair dryer. And I can't live without it!
Now this one's actually a heat gun. If you don't have a heat gun, you can use a hair dryer, but it's not quite as hot. But the heat gun, get one of these at Harbor Freight, the Drill Master, for like 12 or 16 bucks. It's worth having, I think. But if nothing else, you can use a hair dryer. You want to create a lot of heat on this, and that will make the plastic more malleable to work with. But before we do that, we've got to get access to this back here. And so I'm looking underneath, and exhaust pipes here I can't reach. The wheel well is right here I can't reach. And so we're gonna have to figure out how to take this piece off just a little bit so that I can gain access to this, so I can get my hand in there and push it. So I'm just looking here right now, and I'm gonna have to get a screwdriver to loosen some of these up, to pull them off, and then I'll pull this fender off just to this point. I can tell you what size socket it is to loosen this up, but it doesn't matter because you know as well as I do, if I give you the socket size, it's gonna be different for yours, and you're gonna have to go through all of these as well. So you'll do what I did, and you'll grab all the sockets you think fit, and you're gonna find the one that actually does fit. And then you're gonna set the rest aside out of the way so you can take this off. All right, we're gonna remove a couple of these screws and pull off this fender. Okay, we're gonna see if it's loose up on the top at this point. There we go. And it's okay to make a little noise on this. You know, we're gonna have a couple pins underneath here I've gotta loosen up. But it's okay to be a little aggressive and have it pop out. In fact, you gotta pull it hard enough that these guys right here come unhooked from the portion inside that kind of clips in there. And it's not going through, it just pinches on it to hold it in place. So you gotta give it a good tug to get that loose. There's a screw under here, and quite often underneath, there will be what are called clips. And there's different shapes and sizes, but what those will be something that you pop the center out and then pull the whole plastic part out. But Toyota did it right. They used metal pieces, so it's really holding together well. And now I've got access to this right here, so I can reach it. My hand's on the back side. All right, when you go here in this one, there's two speeds. There's low and turbo. In this case, I don't want to go too hot because I don't want to melt the plastic. I just want to warm it up. So I'm going to keep it on low for now. We'll see how that does, and if we need to warm it up a little bit more, we will. Now I want you to come in close here for a second. And I want you to look right here at this. I don't know if you can see. Can you see those lines across here? Not the scrapes, but the lines in the paint. That's because the fact that the plastic has it's actually broken some of the finish on the paint. And so you're gonna have some little cracks there. So we wanna be careful and push this out slowly and carefully so that we're not actually popping the paint off any worse than it is currently. And so we wanna do kind of a slow job and work around it and get this thing warm, and then we'll work from the outside into the center as we start to pop this out. All right, now you might say to yourself, hey, that's done, that looks great, come on in close. I want you to see at this angle, there's a dimple right here, and there's a dimple right here. The reason for that is plastic, unlike a lot of other materials, has a memory. And as it's been in here for quite a while, kind of inverted, it's remembered that it's going in, and so it still wants to go back in, and so that's not happy staying out. What I want to do is actually give it some more heat and keep pushing on this until I have it out where I want it to be. Then what we're going to do is we're going to apply some ice cold water to that to help it maintain its location. We want to help it remember that it's supposed to be out. So we're going to give it a little bit more heat and force it out a little bit more. And it's good to have my hand behind here because I can feel the temperature rising on the back of this bumper. It's not burning me, but I can feel the temperature rising. Now look how malleable that is. It's really pushing. And actually it's staying out better. See how it's actually staying in place now? Now is the time I want to take this temperature down and help it remember where it belongs. And so, ouch, that's getting hot. But now I'm taking the temperature down. This is ice water. And you can see that's not puckering back in. It's staying out where it needs to. That's what we want to do. Temperature's almost down. Okay. That's there. You might be saying to yourself right now, but wait a minute, there's a dent there. I still see it. I assure you there actually isn't a dent. It's completely smooth. What you're seeing there, if you look at it, is a circle. And that's the circle light that I have projecting on the project that has put a little circle right there. I'll show you on this video that actually it's tremendously flat. That surface does not have a ding in it anymore. I think there's a little bit of a bump there that I'm not happy with. And so I'm going to do this one more time and trying to get this top piece out just a little bit more. I'm very happy with this one. That one's filled in and it's staying. This one I want to get some direct heat on again and take that one out just a little bit more. There it is. Ouch. That's hot. All right, I'm going to hold it in place and not melt my fingers. I could have had a rag on the backside here to also not hurt my hands. That would have been helpful. Now you know to do that. But there we go. That's sticking. That's staying back out like we want it to. And let's keep it in place with some more ice water. It's great. Looks really good. Yep, I'm much happier with that. All right, now we're gonna just put it back together. This one's easy. Remember how those little teeth grabbed there? It just did its thing again. You can hear them snap into place. And those are back in. And so now I'm just gonna put the screws in and we're done. Done. So that was really easy. That took us what?
A few minutes later.
That's something you can really easily do. Now we're gonna go around to the front and see a little dent in the metal fender and see what we can do to get that one out too. All right, so we get a 2-for-1. First we did plastic. Now we're gonna do metal. And with this little ding here on the metal fender, we can get in here and fix this pretty easily. In fact, I don't even need to loosen anything up here. There's the wheel guard right underneath here. This is that catches all the debris and all the water and keeps it from going up inside the engine and rusting things out. But it's loose enough right here. I can get my hands in here and work with all of this without even having to loosen anything. If I needed to, I would just remove these screws along here, pop those out. But we're going for simple here. If you don't have to undo it, don't undo it. And this one's gonna heat up a lot faster because metal, of course, conducts heat. And so this one's gonna get hot pretty quick. Yeah, it's already getting hot. In fact, I'm shooting over here and it's getting hot over here on my hand and I can feel it. And I've got this on the lower setting because this will cook my hand. And you'd think I'd learn from the last one and have like a towel behind here. Did I? No. We'll just do it fast. We'll get it done. Here we go. Ready? All right, it's pretty warm, so I'm gonna get both hands under here and just work it back out. You're not hearing a pop. You're just seeing me flex the metal. Now this one, oh, that one is hot. Woo!
Now that's hot. That's hot.
Let me try this. Here's a towel. I've got to use a towel on this one. Okay. I'm happy with some of this that popped out, but you can see there's a couple little dings here that are still pretty defined. So what I'm going to do is just work these out with my finger a little bit more. In fact, you can also use something that's hard, like a screwdriver, and push that back out. See how I'm putting, there we go. What I'm doing is I'm finding that little indented part and I'm pushing that edge of the screwdriver back against it to make it form back where I want it to go. And I'm gonna get a longer screwdriver. That one wasn't quite big enough, not enough leverage, so I'm going with the big boy. And so that'll give me enough room I can get in there and really torque on it.
Torque.
By the way, when you're working with metal, it's always a slower process because it doesn't just pop out like plastic. It's gonna bend and bend. So what I'm doing is I'm working my way along this seam here to make sure that it's bending back out. Okay, perfect it is not, but it's better than what it was inside there. You can see, of course, there's a couple little dimples along here, and that one that got creased, that was a little tougher. But in general, we've taken that seam out, and it looks a lot cleaner than it did before. So thanks for watching. This is one of hopefully many in the future, DIY with confidence videos that'll help you see there are some things you really can do. And with little investment and with just a little bit of thought, not only will you be able to do it, but your confidence to be able to do other things will increase. And that's my hope, is that I can show you not only how to do things, but increase your confidence so you're not afraid to do some things. So please encourage me to continue to do these kind of things for you by liking and then commenting below. If you have anything you'd like to see me try or do, I'm willing to do it, and I'm willing to approach these and learn with you. So if you have any other ideas of how you might do this and do it differently as well, put that in the comments. But subscribe to this video and join our channel. We'll see you next time on DIY with Confidence.